Right, this is a road test video for a Lexus. This is a GS450 hybrid. It's the SEL top of the range car. Car's registered RE56LZH. Mileage at the start of the road test is 62,925 miles. The reason we do these road tests and the videos for people is basically we're selling to people from all over the near continent and the extremes of the UK. And we feel it's right, if you're willing to invest time, energy and money, clearly, that you can see the cars in operation. If there's anything I need to feedback about the car prior to you coming to seeing the vehicle, then I can do so. The road test is also conducted on the same roads that you'll be driving on yourself when you come and see us. So first things first, what I always try and do is to basically mimic what you're going to do yourself on the road test of the car, and then I'll give some observations about, things I've experienced with these cars in the past, maybe, that I can relay back to you if you're new to this particular type of vehicle. So starting with the engine, it's a truly wonderful engine. It's so smooth and works perfectly with the hybrid system on the car. Just so you know, it's performing exactly as it should, and I've had a couple of these exact cars, so I know exactly how they should drive. There's no warning lights on the dashboard, not that I'd expect there to be. It's silky smooth in operation, utterly silent, apart from it gives a lovely kind of V6 howl when it's up in the rev range. And then running side by side with the hybrid system, obviously it turns itself pretty much off when you come to an idle. We'll run on sort of hybrid only for a short period of time if necessary as well, so it's a utterly serene way to get from A to B. The car runs, the engine then goes through to the gearbox, and again, typical Lexus box, there's no delays. It's just wonderfully smooth. The way they've got this to operate in conjunction with the engine, hybrid and everything else is just, it's a masterpiece of engineering. It really is. They are beautifully made and they last an absolute eternity. So obviously making sure that you've got good history, as this car clearly has, full Lexus history, is very important, as clocking them would be relatively easy because they hide the mileages incredibly well. So engine and gearbox, utterly faultless. I'll just put a foot down there. It is a genuinely quick car, but it's hushed at speed, as you can see here now. No vibrations back to the steering of the car. It tracks absolutely perfectly. The suspension is, it's very smooth, but it's got enough body control that you can go down to the country lanes and A and B roads with some tight corners and don't feel as though you're wallowing about like some old luxury barges used to be. I can't detect an ounce of wear back to the steering or the suspension of the car, and the kind of things I'll be looking out for, much the same as yourself, will be things like, those little aftershocks when you hit a bump, even on a car like this, and you get a little bit of resonance, which suggests there's a little bit of looseness in the car, a bit of wear in the system, in the track rod ends, ball joints or anti-roll bar links, that kind of stuff. But there's nothing at all. It's absolutely, built like a bank. It vaults. It's wonderfully well made, and I can't genuinely exhibit any wear in the vehicle in that way, shape or form. Likewise, I'm driving along, again, hugely refined cars, very little wind noise, and what wind noise is coming in is exactly right. So it's just that the seals are all in very good order. Brake pedal of the car, just give it a quick jab now, make sure there's no one about. Right to the right point of the pedal. There's no pulsing on the brake pedal. Again, it's just that the brake discs are in good order with no warping or a major wear in there at all. Obviously we'll check all this before the car's sold. This car's literally just arrived, so if there's anything I need to relay back to you, I will, and I do. So previous videos of mine will show that if there's anything wrong with the car, then I will report it and we attend to it. It's normally trivial stuff, but we do feed it back. Inside the vehicle, all in really fabulous order. It's a wonderful place to sit, incredibly comfortable over long journeys. And my one desire is to go from here down to Gloucestershire all the way up to the northeast of England to see family, and there was no better way to get from here to there. It's just incredibly comfortable, incredibly refined. But inside the car here, again, looking for signs of wear, can't really see a great deal. The upholstery on the seats in perfect order. There's no wear that I can see getting in and out of the car seats. They feel exactly as they should. Plastic textures on the dashboard here that I can see are all absolutely perfect. Obviously SEL, so you've got this big clear nav screen in front here, and a built-in parking camera as well when you pop it to reverse. I've got the air conditioning on, that's blowing out lovely ice cold air. I've got the air conditioned seats on as well, and my backside is lovely and cold at the moment. Probably a bit too cold, so I'm going to actually put the heater on just to check that's working as well, which I'm sure it does. As I said, the gauges, there's displaying no warning lights at all on the vehicle whatsoever. Temperature gauge is running just under half, which is exactly where it should be on these cars. So in terms of the drive of the vehicle, if you're going to be coming any distance to us, you can absolutely rest assured it drives exactly as it should. There's no issues, not that I expected. It's only had 2 private owners from new, and benefits from a full Lexus main dealer history. Nice warm backside, by the way. Now that's all working perfectly. So I'm just going to put this screen, take it off the sat nav. I don't know whether you can actually see it on the videos, but basically it's an energy monitor system. This basically tells you how the hybrid works. In essence, basically it's an engine and electric motors working in conjunction. The car does it all for you. You don't really do anything. Just drive along, let it do its work. Combined, it gives, in the real world, far better economy than any 5 Series BMW I've driven, unless you go for the weedier 2-litre engines. But anything sort of 535 or 530 or big engine 320 Mercs, big engine sort of 3-litre plus Audi A6s, they give a far better economy in the real world of driving. But far more importantly than that, as far as I'm concerned, it's the way it goes about it. This is beautifully smooth. There's no growl, rough edge diesel noise coming back through. And in terms of engineering and refinement, but also reliability, it absolutely knocks them into the next county. There's no turbochargers on the car, there's no EGR valves, no DPF filters, and believe you me, we don't sell those cars now, at this kind of age, because we know we can have an open checkbook to write out for all the faults that they come up with. I never had a single issue with either of my previous hybrid GSs, and I did best part of 100,000 miles between the 2 of them, apart from obviously normal servicing bits, like tyres, exhaust, battery pad, airbag, brake pads, that kind of stuff. Nothing at all. So just swing around, we're kind of at the halfway point. So no, it's it is a very different car. It's not. I like the fact that it's relatively rare. I like the fact that it's not a kind of a look at me car. It's probably for people who want the very finest engineering for the kind of price you're looking to pay for this car. In the marketplace, because no car is as well engineered as this. That's the long and the short of it. I'm sure if you put the car on the Nürburgring next to a 530 BMW, 535, the BMW beat it. But the reality is, how many, in all honesty, are going to actually be doing that? But when it comes to just driving day to day from A to B, it's a really, truly wonderful companion. Probably also needs to be pointed out, because this may be the most waste of my time doing this video, because having just sold my RX hybrid, I'm now looking to buy a car, and if my other car sells, which I'm hoping it will do over the next week or 2, I will actually probably, and almost certainly will, have this particular example. I'm not just saying it. I said this once in a video before, and I did exactly what I said. So if all comes to fruition, I'm afraid it'll be me that owns it, no one else. But at the moment, it is available. Just quickly, obviously it's absolutely jam-packed with equipment. You've got a multifunction steering wheel here, you've got Bluetooth system, cruise control, auto lights, auto wipers. Got an extra panel by the steering wheel here, which drops down and gives you access to your wing mirrors, your electric boot opening, that kind of stuff. Powered electric seats with memory settings. It really is wanting for nothing at all. It really is. But a truly great car. And I said, just to give you the reassurance, if you are coming to us, you come to see a car that drives exactly as the manufacturer intended. and said if there was anything here that I could warn you about, then I would do so. I just want to quickly check the wipers there, or is there, make sure it's not leaving any streaks. No, they're all absolutely fine, that's good. So, but hopefully that's been a benefit or help to you. If there's anything I missed out on the video, then please, obviously don't hesitate, do give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions you might have.